Hi everyone, Evan here at the Chronicle for Friday, June 11th, 2021, where the future starts today. And if you're wondering why I'm not on camera, I've made myself a promise. I ain't going back on camera until I get a haircut. There you go. And before we get into it, tomorrow happens to be guess whose birthday? Mine! I was born 1985, so tomorrow I turn 36th. So for those of you who I know for sure are going to ask in the chat, there's my age. Anyhow, let's get right into it. The chart I got up on screen here is the US 10-year yield. And as you can see, after peaking out in yields roughly about a month ago, it's been a straight 20 points down ever since. In this video, I'm going to give my reasons as to why I think this is happening. Now for context, refer back to my previous video I did around about a month ago now, where I explained why bond yields have been going up since really the middle of 2020. In that video, the big reason I mentioned was higher growth and higher inflation expectations from the reopening, and more importantly, central banks saying time and time and time again, and still are saying it time and time and time again, that they're going to let the inflation/reflation run hot. So yields, they responded and went straight up. Now what's going on here the last month or so? I think two things. One, the later and later you go into the next quarter, Q3, the tougher and tougher the growth comparisons are going to be year over year. Why is that? In the US, many places started reopening in the third quarter of last year. And the later and later you got into it, the more and more places were reopened. Hence, the reason why the economic numbers were so hot in Q3. But again now, with many places, let's be honest, pretty much being back to normal in the US now, in Q1 and Q2, the comparisons are pretty easy. Why? Q1 we were slowing down, and Q2 we were in lockdown. So again, good cop, good comparison, bad comparison. Everything in comparison to the first half of last year, let's face it, looks insanely good. But going forward, that isn't going to be the case. And secondly, all the supply chain issues we've had globally. What the market is betting on is that the later we go in Q3, the more that is going to subside. Now to be clear, I don't think inflation has actually peaked here. There still is a lot of cost to be passed on to the consumer in the next 2 or 3 months from all the supply chain issues that we had last month. Because from the producer side, it takes about 2 or 3 months to pass those costs onto the consumer. So all the inflation that we had from May going all the way back, we're not going to see some of that until about August. That's what I see. The market, they think it's going to peak in July. I'm not so sure. Now myself, do I think inflation has peaked? Do I think the market has it right and that inflation and growth are going to peak in July? I'm a little bit later. I say growth probably peaks August, September, and that inflation peaks probably around the same time. Because for inflation, you have to remember this as well. All those supply chain bottlenecks really haven't alleviated so far. In fact, in May, producer prices were up almost double digits in many places around the world. And those cost increases take about 2, sometimes 3 months before the consumer end actually sees it. So May, 2 or 3 months, puts you at July or August, and still, nothing's really alleviated yet. So for me, what do I think? This downturn in bond yields, especially at the medium to higher end, the short ends leave it as central bank policy, and they're doing nothing, let's be honest. So the short end's going to do nothing. But the medium and long end of the curve going down lately, what do I think? For me, I still think there's one last move higher before it breaks down. That's where I come down. And when is that breakdown going to happen? It really, in my opinion, isn't going to happen probably until late in the summer. Now, would I try shorting it? Absolutely the hell not. Please do not short it. Do not turn into the minced meat the shorts became in the last month, okay? So please, for the love of God, don't short bonds. Okay? There you go. But to conclude, the bond market, as you can see on this chart here, I think on that trajectory, ultimately they do have it right. I just think they're a little bit early. Okay? That's largely where I come down and think. Bond yields will start going lower again at the medium or higher end, but I don't think until the later part of the summer. That's my opinion. Whatever you have, leave it in the comments down below. And also while you're there, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you don't miss another video. Smash a like, leave a comment, subscribe, follow both my accounts on Twitter, and as always, my name is Evan. This is the McChronicle. Until the next one.